Hello and welcome, my Hitman Llamas. It's SJB here, and the new update has officially launched. Update 39.0, and today what I want to do is show you guys all the patch notes, everything that's going on that's brand new. And before we get there, if you guys just want to press that like button and subscribe, unbelievably fantastic of you guys. You guys know I've been struggling, so I'd really appreciate it. To get there, click the Play Social button, hit the Edit Map button, and it will cost you 6,000 monkey money to unlock this thing, or like $9. So if you're really poor, and you just like, well, poor in monkey money, and you're like really want to hook Chris up, you could end up going to the Creator Support section and type my little SJB button in here before you end up buying that map editor. That would be unbelievable, because I get a chunk of that. But honestly, just play some maps, you'll unlock the map editor eventually. But to get there, yeah, once you get to the map editor, we're going to just make a really quick map for like 1 minute here. You can change the background to whatever background you want it to be. Then you want to create a path. So pick whatever you want, drag it onto the screen here, and then just add more map to it. Make it however you want to, and just end somewhere near the end of the map here, and you're done. There it is. If you want to edit this at all, just kind of like swirl things around, squiggle things around, you can make fun and interesting little designs as well. When you're done with that, just add some random crap on the screen. You can add little bushes, you can add other bushes or cactuses or flowers or whatever the heck you want to add here, just to make it a little bit more spicy. When you're done with that, finish it off with a couple stamps, man. Stamp this place up all over the frickin' place, all right? And then, to finish it off completely, make sure you add no monkey zones. If you specifically say, well, this bush is a no monkey zone, I don't want anybody to put monkeys there, makes sense, get rid of it. Or you can put no projectiles can go through that zone. You're going to do the exact same thing here, so monkeys and projectiles will not go through this. If you put a sniper over here, it won't go across. And that's pretty much it. You just made a map. It's that easy, man. Next, we've got the Bookworm Skin. This is the Etienne skin here. It's pretty cool. It's got a really cool looking dragon, I guess, and you can just play with that TN in a fun and interesting way. I honestly don't know how many people are going to be playing the new Ninja Kiwi maps anymore. Oh, officially garbage. But if you're interested, you can play this new advanced map here. It's pretty tricky. Obviously, you can like barely put things anywhere, and the path is just literally from down here to over here. So you're probably going to end up needing a lot of snipers and dart monkeys and all that garbage just to get started in here, which is kind of scary. There has not been any new monkey knowledge for a long time, but here it is, the Paragon of Power. Paragons attack faster if there is no tier 5 of that same tower. So for example, if you build a Paragon, a Ninja Paragon, you don't want to build the 3 5th tier ninjas if you want this extra attack speed. But it's an interesting concept. It's interesting. And it does cost you another 1,000 monkey money. They're making us poor over here, dude. There's a lot of new boss changes going on here. Boss penalty timer reworked to be more mathematical, whatever that means. Boss event default penalty time changed from 10 seconds to over 10 seconds plus the round number. Okay, I guess that explains what that means. There's also more contested territory stuff. Beast Handler now enabled for contested territory. Phase and Red Blue now enabled for contested territory. And now custom challenges will now display the version that they were verified in rather than the version they were uploaded in, which I think makes sense. There are a bunch of tower-specific fixes that I will not be going over today because they're just too kind of ridiculous. And most of them are just fixing things that should have already been in the game. But one of them that's very important here is that the Super Monkey can no longer increase the cash value of balloons and chimps. So if you're trying to go late game on chimps mode, no longer is that the case. We're going to have to see what the new late game chimps round is going to be with that change here. It's going to be an interesting one. And now on to the official balance changes. So these are... they're okay. I mean, most of them are fair. Ninja Kiwi doesn't do anything too crazy most of the time, so we're gonna read through them for you guys. Ice Monkey base pierce increased from 30 to 40, which I believe is the original amount it was, or maybe even close to the original amount, and they nerfed it for some reason. Now they're bringing it back. The Deep Freeze cross path pierce reduced from 10 to 5. Okay, I guess that's fair. The Snowstorm price increased from 3,000 to 3,800 or 3,900 in this situation. And then Absolute Zero price reduced from 20,000 to 19,200. Okay, not anything too drastic here, but 3,000 to 3,800 does mean that Snowstorm is not like an automatic awesome tower to go for anymore. It does cost you that extra $1,000. Okay, some wild changes here. First of all, Glue Gunner. We're expecting the balloon solver to be deleted soon, but it did not get deleted. It's still there. So for the 3rd tier, the balloon dissolver, It got fasterized. I like that. The rate was fasterized from 0.57 to 0.5. Just a smidge faster, but you know what? Bloom Dissolver kind of sucked. Kind of means he's going to be more worthwhile. But again, just buffing the top path Glue Gunner even further. So, I'll take it. Next up, we've got an interesting change here that probably should have been in the game for a long time. The Glue Strike ability can now hit Moab class balloons. So, before you really... Oh, no. Before you needed the top path here to make anything happen. Now you can at least hit it, which I don't know if that actually does anything here. Maybe it does if you get the stronger glue. Ooh. Let's check that out. Stronger... Oh, no, it still doesn't slow it down. Okay. Well, fair enough. Glue Strike still hits them, so I think you can do something with that, extra damage or something. We'll have to test that out and figure out if it's going to be worthwhile for us. The layers glued, though, is much less than before. We're going from 6 to 3, and for Gluestorm, 9 to 3. In addition, interestingly enough, the 1 for Glue Gunner layers glued from 3 to infinite. So every single balloon inside will get glued from the glue soak. So I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense now to go for the bottom path or the top path or just what, but we'll have to test that out a little bit more. And then the Gluestorm ability attack cooldown reduced from 2 to 1. Okay, fair enough. Next up, we got some Downdraft and Comanche Commander changes. So first of all, Downdraft projectile got larger. The size increased from 3 to 6. Okay, I don't know if that's really going to change much for us, but all right. And then the Downdraft damage increased from 1 to 2, though, which I believe was nerfed in the last update from 2 to 1, so now we're just jumping it back, so it is what it is. And then Comanche Commander price went down $3,000 from 35 to 32, which I will absolutely accept here. Comanche Commander still kind of sucks. Get ready for your nipples to jump in this nipple twister that is the Mortar. Oh my goodness, check this out. All right, this is a freaking pink balloon, bro. There's a lot of pink balloons. We're jumping them from pinks to greens. Greens down to reds. It's a base Mortar. What is going on? We dumped our damage. Jumped our damage. We can dump our damage too from 1 to 2, doubling the base Mortar's damage. But you reduce its pierce from 40 to 25. The bigger blast. It's just a lot of stuff going on here. They really are trying to rework this Mortar here, but the main thing is that double damage. So it's going to really allow you to do some really weird early game plays, specifically on races and stuff like that. If you can get the early game Mortar going, it can actually be a very interesting tower for us. The Balloon Buster is going to go from 2 to 3 damage. Again, every little bit of damage you get here is going to matter a lot. Jumping from rainbows down into pinks, and again, pinks down into blues, just like that with one silly little Balloon Buster upgrade, man. It's going to be not a bad tower at all. Like, at all. But just keep in mind that speed is still not exactly great, and the micro is still there. It is still a Mortar, so you're going to have to deal with that. Unfortunately, the big one does not get affected with any of this damage nonsense, so it's kind of like just base Mortars here, or lower tier Mortars. Whoa, this is an interesting one. Pop and Awe got a huge attack speed increase. I don't know how this is going to affect the game here, but this is some crazy speed. But because it's increasing its speed, it's getting a lot less of pretty much everything else. The lead bonus damage, the ceramic damage, the fortified damage, the Moab damage reduced from 4 to 1. So, like, this is going to be really interesting to see if this is going to actually affect the game in an interesting way and make Pop and Awe an actual reasonable tower to use these days. Because normally I think he freaking sucks, but hey, sometimes Ninja Cupid could pull some magic, make something magic happen. Very minor change here. Hydro Rocket's price reduced from 51 to 4,800, meaning the third tier is now a little bit cheaper. But the Rocket Storm price increased 5250 to 5550, which means that they basically just made it easier to get the third tier, but harder to get the fourth tier. But they're still the same price overall, so minor changes. We got some more interesting wizard changes here. First of all, Wall of Fire cost reduced. I thought it was a pretty good tower already, but hey, I'll take some price reduction here. The 1-2 Wall of Fire duration increased from 5.5 to 6.5 seconds, so it's more meaningful to go for the top path instead of the intense magic, which is definitely something that Ninja likes to do. They like to make things make sense both paths. Even more interesting than that, though, is the Phoenix. It got a nerf from $6,000 to $7,500, so an extra $1,500 to get a Phoenix. I mean, he was good, but is he that good? I don't know. But because of that, Wizard Lord Phoenix is now $2,500 cheaper, so it's even easier to get a Wizard Lord Phoenix even than before this update at all. But harder to get a Phoenix. In addition, we've got some interesting bottom path wizard changes as well. The Shimmer. The Shimmer used to actually have a larger range with its shimmering than its current range. Now it should match. So it should be exactly what's inside of this range here is what actually gets shimmered. Makes a lot of sense. Then the Shimmer Decamo Pulse Radius set to 25% more than the tower's range, 70 to 75. I take that back. That's what's written on the Reddit post, but I believe that it's actually the 4th tier that they're talking about. The XX4 is now 25% more than its tower range from 70 to 75, but that also doesn't really make sense with the 25% more. But, yeah, I think that's a little messed up. I think it's just a smidge more with the Shimmer now. Any which way, Prince of Darkness range increased from 60 to 80! So now we got a huge freaking pod, right? Look at this. Look at this. It's huge! I'll take that. And if we... no more range there. Okay. Still freaking huge. Flash Bomb. Stun duration increased from 1 to 1.3. That's a pretty meaningful change here, specifically if you start spamming a bunch of Shinobis or whatnot. The Master Bomber sticky attack rate reduced from 2 to 5? What? That's pretty wild. That's like a huge change. But the Master Bomber sticky bomb damage increased from 1,000 to 3,000, which means we can 2-hit his Oh My God now. And that's like 7. Oh gosh, need to send out just 1. We can 2-hit his Oh My God and might even... Does it go through it? I think it's just going to pop it into BFBs here. Easily take down BFBs, but because it's slower is... Oh, it doesn't... Oh, this is kind of an annoying tower now. I don't know if this is going to be, like, worthwhile to get. I don't know. It's a change. But it will be very meaningful against a bad balloon. If we're doing 3,000 damage per hit here, if we get any sort of Shinobi action whatsoever, the Master Bomber will take down bads, even on the toughest of maps. Could be an interesting technique, especially with infinite range. Either which way, the Master Bomber's sticky area of effect damage increased from 300 to 600, so also meaningful to like get him in big groups and whatnot. But you can see DDTs, this is not what he's good against anymore. DDTs, he has been significantly nerfed. It's just the big balloons he's better against. Weird change. Weird change. Okay, to me, this is a somewhat minor change, but I guess this might be a common strategy for, like, races or something. 2 Perishing Potions, bonus to acidic mixture dip reduced from 3 to 2. Okay. A little bit worse for a 2/2 Alchemist, if that's your thing. But Transforming Tonic got a interesting buff that I do not know how it's going to affect the game at all. It allows you to now damage... to have your damage distribute through the children. So let's see how this is going to end up working. Let's use this. I mean, that was really powerful, dude. That's 25 ceramics, which is demolished. And that should also happen with the total transformation as well. So let's just send out, I don't know, 25 Moabs and just see how easy this is going to go down. Woo! Okay, that is pretty beefy. Total transformation, man. We're going to have to look in this guy a little bit more. Really, really, really weird change here. It's almost even, like, hard to explain because of how goofy it is. So, the Middle Path Druid, Heart of the Oak upgrade now. I'm just going to read it to you guys. Gains 1% pierce for every life gain from the starting value after the upgrade. Maxes at 100% and diminishes if lives are lost. So, basically what I'm reading this as is if you lose, for example, down to 1 life, then buy this upgrade, then start gaining lives from other things, whether it's from farms or helipilots or whatever, you actually get a bonus pierce. 1% pierce bonus. And you can go all the way up to, what, 99% bonus, or even on easy, like 200% bonus? That can be freaking wild, dude. I don't know how that's going to affect the game, but it does max out at 100% of your lives, so you do need to lose the lives before you make that happen, as far as I understand how I'm reading this. Very, very goofy. Ooh, another interesting change. Jungle's Bounty now generates 1 life at the end of each round, so that makes sense. If you're merging a bunch of 2nd-tier Druids with 4th-tier Druids, that actually makes a lot more sense. They're really going to synergize a little bit better. The Jungle's Bounty Track Bramble Pierce reduced from 40 to 30. It kind of makes sense. He's been pretty awesome, pretty boss-like. And then, interestingly enough, another Druid change here, the Top Path, the Ball Lightning. Freeze chance increased from 25% to 100%. Woo! Nobody uses this upgrade. I don't really know why. It's not terrible by any means, but if we could just freeze every single balloon, that's kind of wild. I mean quadrupling his chance, or infinitizing his chance to 100%. They will be frozen. Whoa! This is odd and unexpected and kind of crazy. I don't know why this seemingly is so good. Moab Shredder bonus damage to Moabs increased from 4 to 9, more than doubling it. Yeah, that just seems insane to me. Spike Storm ability bonus damage to Moabs increased from 4 to 9. It just seems insane to me. And then Carpet of Spikes attack cooldown reduced. All right, so this huge. Do they mean the attack cooldown or do they mean the ability cooldown? I think they just mean the attack cooldown, so that doesn't even really matter much. It's all about the ability for this guy, the automatic ability, I might add. And the bonus damage to Moab increased from 5 to 9. Why is this bad? This is amazing. This was already a pretty good tower, and now it's just freaking dominant. I mean, this is DDTs and everything. They're just getting demolished. Demolished. And then when you use the... Oh, my God. If you're not using Carpet Spikes, man, you are missing out on life. This thing is good right now. Check it out. Check it out. We got a $6,000 price decrease on extra large trap. Not bad. And then for some reason, the Sentry Explosion Pierce increased from 51 to 70 on a top path engineer. So... I don't know if that's really going to mean anything for us, but when they explode now, Pierce increase, helpful, I guess, a little bit. All right, I can't actually build it right now, but I'm just going to say it. Great White Pierce increased from 6 to 10. Great White Max Bonus Pierce Merge increased from 18 to 20. And Orca Max Bonus Pierce from Merge increased from 24 to 40. So general buffs on the Whites. Great Whites and Orcas. Okay, I honestly cannot tell if this is a bad change or not, but Velociraptor, everything got changes. Atosaurus, Velociraptor, and Gigasaur all got some changes here. I don't want to show them off right now because they're just a little too complicated for me, so we'll play around with them in a real game here and see if they make sense later on. We got some other interesting bottom path changes here, but again, they're just so complicated where they're like mixing up buffs and nerfs at the same time. So, like, are they better or not? You really got to test it out. I don't know for sure. But there are Horned Owl changes that are generally nerfs, Condor changes that are generally a buff, and then Puakai, just mixed bag across the board, changes. That's it for all of the towers, but there are some hero changes. I don't think I want to go over them right now, because most of the time, you won't even notice the difference. You won't even notice the difference with them. Mostly everything is just minor changes that you might notice if you start playing with the game very intensely. I mentioned that there are a ton of quality of life changes for Paragons, just in general, and there's a new calculation now for Paragons, but I think they require their own video because they're just so complicated and there's so many new things going on, but they should make it generally easier for us to understand if Paragons are worth it to get in the game and how much they're actually going to matter for us realistically, including even how many totems are on the screen for Geraldo instead of having to count them or line them up in weird things. So overall, very good news for everything. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you press that like button for me, make sure you subscribe, and I'll get a bunch of new awesome cool videos coming for you guys as soon as I possibly can. But before I get there, I just want to finish this off with Ninja Kiwi giving us preview notes about what they're kind of expecting in the upcoming updates. So they're expecting a Spirit Walker for update 40 before the end of the year. This is kind of awesome. So, you know, in the next 2 months or so. This hero has a complex stacking abilities, which are already being tested and balanced. So it's going to be a hero. Fair enough. That's fine. Just a thing. Monkey Sub Paragon. We moved the Monkey Sub Paragon to next year in order to give it ample space as well. Okay, and then a boss challenge. We have more design, UI, and server work to do to make Boss Rush meet the new team event goals we have. So we'll develop the Boss Rush stuff pretty soon, probably in update 40. Ooh, that sounds exciting. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed, press that like button, subscribe, and of course, have a super duper delicious day.